I want to give you a scenario.
Yes.
Imagine, for instance, and God forbid, that the Chief Justice, a complaint is filed against the Chief Justice, and the matter comes before the Judicial Service Commission, and the Commission makes a recommendation that a tribunal be appointed. And subsequently, a tribunal is appointed, and the Honorable Chief Justice has to face that tribunal. And you know where, if the Chief Justice is aggrieved by the decision of the tribunal, you know where he or she will file an appeal. What are the dynamics therein that you could say would then encumber this case in terms of, you've talked about the right to a fair hearing, yes? And the challenges that are faced by the fact that, you know, this court has only 7 judges, and hence the invocation of the doctrine of necessity. What do you see as some of the challenges that are likely to be faced? And of course, also given the fact that it would appear that the issue of whether the doctrine of necessity should be invoked seems to be a moving target in that court, with all due respect.
Yes, I don't want to use that word, because me, I know my place in society, but for you, you are a commissioner. That is not a good scenario, first of all. And that is why they should have a dialogue in terms of JSC and the judges of the Superior Court. The question is, a scenario where the Commission is sending its chair to a tribunal is very grave, and very grave in my view. And that scenario, God forbid, should never arise, in my view. But if it ever arises, all judges, and the judges, you know, they have the right to sue in any court. So the Chief Justice can approach the court as an ordinary person who has been affected by that decision, aggrieved by that decision. The Supreme Court judges, of course, we are all human beings, and people who are close to us sometimes may affect our sense of judgment or our sense of reason. But there is the oath of office of all judges. So my view would be the judges of the Supreme Court will look at the matter with correct lenses and look at the law and the evidence and give a correct decision in terms of whether the transgressions accused against the Chief Justice is right or wrong. More importantly, in the decision, some of the decision which went to the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court exonerated a judge and said, no, this matter has not reached the threshold of gross.
I am looking at the question of being a judge in your own cause.
Yes. You see, there are 2 issues. The right to a fair trial. The Chief Justice will not, of course, sit in the case. There will be judges, 6 judges who will sit. The quorum of the court is 5. And those 5 judges will hear the matter objectively and arrive at the correct decision in accordance with the Constitution and the law. That's my view.
So if 6 judges were to sit as opposed to 5,
yes,
and there is a tie, what happens?
If there is a tie,
yes,
the Chief Justice will be back.
All right. Right. Finally, from me, you've spoken very, very strongly about corruption, and you've told us about your integrity. And of course, there are concerns about the judiciary and the issue or issues relating to corruption. Indeed, there was a very recent report that painted the judiciary, particularly the magistrates, in very bad light in terms of corruption. The recommendations that you would be making, apart from saying that you want to lead from the top, what other innovations if I can call it that way, that or recommendations that we would be making in the fight against corruption in the judiciary.
Thank you, Commissioner. I think the issue of corruption or integrity affects all of us. And a dent on one judge or one magistrate is a dent on all of us as judges and magistrates. My recommendation and what I said, that is what we need, an institutional leadership. That is, we need to have a connection between JSC, the Supreme Court, and the judiciary leadership. One thing I will recommend to the Chief Justice and to JSC, all the Supreme Court judges are members of the judiciary leadership team. In my view, I will ask the Chief Justice to send these judges outside Nairobi, maybe every month once, to go and monitor, for example, what is happening in Nakuru, what is happening in Mombasa, what is happening in Garissa, such that the Chief Justice can get correct feedback and JSC will act. It is not possible for the Chief Justice to supervise every court. When we were few under Gisheru, that issue was very easy because we were less than 40.